Alright guys, welcome to another video, 2007 GT500. We are at Worldwide Technology Raceway once again. Weather's a lot better than it was last time, no chance of rain. Hopefully we'll get in a couple good passes this time around and see what happens. Went ahead and did a couple upgrades to the car. Not really upgrades, but mods slash maintenance. So went ahead and vacuum bled the clutch. Hopefully that'll help out with second gear a little bit. Doesn't really feel much different, but we'll see. Took out the weather stripping along the back of the cowl to hopefully help get some heat out of here. Per a couple people's suggestions, it seems to help, so can't hurt. Then that leads me to heat. Big issue right now, the DA is like 1,700 feet. Or sorry, 2,700 feet. It's basically 3,000 foot DA. 90 degrees out, it is hot. So looking at the last log when I was out, even though the pass is crappy, we got a little bit of data. Car was pulling timing already. We saw a peak 19 degrees when we were tuning it, and it saw a peak there like 17, and it was a much lower ramp in. So obviously power's getting pulled out with IATs. They were somewhere starting at the run at like 120. They dipped a little bit to like 115 and then all the way up to 130 by the end of it. So clearly we're down on power a little bit. That's just, it is what it is. I need to upgrade to an actual ice tank. That's really the only way to combat this heat. So I'm gonna run a couple of rounds of ice through here to try and pull some heat out of the heat exchanger. But the main killer is here. We have these super long waits. They run a group and then you wait and then you run another group and you wait. And last time I was getting caught right at the beginning of that wait period. So I was sitting in the staging lanes just heating up for like, you know, freaking almost an hour. So trying to not do that. Other than that though, about to throw some octane booster in the tank. We got our 93 plus tune in here, and last thing, looking at the last run, it kind of surprised me launching off the line, but my foot wasn't even all the way in the throttle in first, so that was kind of irritating, but didn't matter, missed second. So the plan today is just to get some practice runs in. I don't really care about numbers today. It's hot, car's hot, it's not going to perform as fast as it could be, but what I need to do is get used to launching it without using the two-step. So that's the goal for today. Hopefully we get 2 to 3, maybe 4 runs in if we're lucky, and kind of see where it goes from there. So without further ado, I'm gonna go and ice this thing down. I guess I'll see you guys in the staging lanes. Alright guys, so we are in the staging lanes. It is now 8:22. I got here at 6. Had to oil down on the track, so we're about to make our first pass. Kind of see how it goes, so super fun. Better. All right, so guys, on that one, I freaking really granny shifted the shit out of first gear because I knew it was gonna be lockout, and it was. So we hit second finally. That felt really, really good. I made sure I floored it all the way in first, and goddamn, there we go. That was a fun pass. That was a fun pass. All right, stop the data log and see how she's doing and get back to the pits. Fuck yeah, very happy with that. All right, so we just got back. DA is a whopping 2,300 feet, so we're still pretty high up in there. But reaction time, don't worry about it. That's there 1-2. We got a 166 60 foot. That is not my best, but it is my best. Slip in the clutch. Let's see, 7.4. 1/8 mile and a 11.3 at 126. Interesting. So there we have it. I did stay in it to get a 60 to 130 time, and it was 8.04. So I have the data log. I'm gonna pull that up real quick because I want to see where timing was at and what IATs look like. That's what I'm really curious about. Okay, so I know you guys can't really see this, doesn't matter. Looking at the data log here, so this is our run. We got our RPM right there, which you can't see at all. Let me try and get this a little better. Hold on. Where are we at? So throttle position, it seems to be the best way to determine where we're at. So this is throttle. So first gear, second gear, first, second, third, fourth. As you can see, we were watt the whole time. Dipped a little bit during the trade-off, but not bad. We came down to a minimum of, let's see where we're at. Came down to a minimum of about 2,800 RPM. So we bogged a little bit off the line, but I'm okay with that. But here's where I was curious, and this is spark. So IATs were, where are we at? IATs are right here. So this line is IAT2. That's the one that matters. We started off at 130. All of first gear, 130. And we saw a peak timing of 17 degrees right at 6,000 RPM. Shift. And then IAT was at 127, guts up to 129, 130. And we saw peak timing again at 17 degrees, just barely, but a very slow ramp, 16 all the way up to about 6,000 RPM is where we finally get into 7. So only 500 RPM with higher thing. So same here, 16 degrees, we're at 6,000 RPM, 16 degrees, and it taps 17 just at 6,200 RPM. And shift, and then one more time. So what that means is, for sure, IAT2s are a big killer right now. I know that this tune with good IATs, meaning like 90 to 100 degrees, we'll see 19 degrees peak timing, and it ramps in pretty hard. This is a very soft 17 degrees, and that's a decent amount of power on the table. So that kind of confirms what I've been trying to figure out with IATs affecting trap time and everything. Then our DA was up in the higher altitudes. We're at 2,300 feet, which matters. Boost drops with that, and air itself quality is just poor. So very interesting. This is the kind of data I've been wanting to get. So we saved this run. I'm gonna go ice down again. And honestly, as you guys can see, ice down, waited for 2 hours in line, did basically nothing. We just had ambient air temperature IAT2 tank. So it is what it is. Let's go nice down again and get back in the lanes. I'm excited to make another pass. I granted the crap out of second gear, but we got it, which is what matters. I waited until I felt it go in gear before letting off. And that's what I have to do until we get the second gear shit sorted out. That's probably gonna happen with the Calamar Trans this winter. But until then, seat time. 160 foot, super happy with that. That is basically what I was doing with the two-step. So there you have it. Screwed up there, definitely shifted early, but other than that, she felt pretty good. So guess we'll just see what she did. She's definitely throwing some freaking flames, and I wish I could show you guys, because yeah, she's popping on the shifts, which is kind of cool. I don't have a problem with that, but short shifted first for sure, but second, man, second is not happy. So that was the second time. I went to go into second, and it's just wall. There is no, like, it's wall and then goes in. So I'm pretty confident that we need to address the second gear synchro. I mean, it should not be this bad. And the only reason I'm not locking out and grinding it like crazy is because I am taking my time on the 1-2 shift, just because I can't do anything else about it. So we'll see what we 60-footed, and that's really about all we get out of this pass. See you when we get back to the pits. Alrighty, so back here we are on this side. Did a 164 60 foot, a little better than last time. Looked at the log and I could just tell I short shifted the ever living crap out of first. I shifted to like 5,700 RPM, somewhere in there. So I don't know what happened. I was just old habits, I guess. Weird. Granny shifted into second again. It took forever to get into second, it feels like, which, like I said, not great. And that's very evident by the 7.5 quarter mile or eighth mile, which is, if you guys have seen my previous passes, terrible. Usually I'm at least in the 7.3s, like 7.5 ain't great. 98 mile per hour, so mile per hour is there, and then 11.4 at 126. So we're making it up on the back end a little bit, but not much. So pretty much what this confirms for me is I was looking at the timing again, once again. IATs are starting at 128. I unplugged the intercooler just to see if it would help keep the ice in the tank. I plugged it right back in right before we did the pass. Didn't change anything. 128, dips to 126, and then climbs is at like 135 or 136 by the end of the pull. So yeah, we are hot, and nothing I can do about that besides get an ice tank or something else, because it is what it is. So pretty happy with that. 60 foot is pretty much back where I was. I want to get faster, obviously, but I'm pretty much back where I was with the watt box, and I'm not spinning set first like I was before. So I'm launching at 4,500 RPM. I need to work on my clutch slippage a little bit. This one dipped to about 3,100 RPM after launching at 45, and it's really not that bad, like I said, at least for me. I know people do better, but for me, it's not that bad. But yeah, I'm feeling pretty good. Car's feeling good. 126 and 126 are the 2 mile per hours we did, so I mean, it's consistent. I don't think I can really do any better than that mile per hour wise what we got. We just got to get rid of this heat. So that's pretty much that. I'm gonna go ahead and see if we can get one more run in. This thing ends at 10:30 and it's 9:30. And how things have been going, it's like a past an hour, so I'm gonna ice down in a little bit here. The way they do it is they kind of hold everybody, I don't know if you guys can see, but they kind of hold everybody up right there and then wait for everyone to finish, and then they'll undo the cones, let people in again. So once that line starts growing, I'll probably hop back in it, because it's kind of frustrating just icing down and then just waiting for it all to melt again. But at least we're getting some passes in finally. So big thing is seat time, and I'm definitely feeling more comfortable with the car. Pretty happy with it. Also, plus, throttle's not acting up. So thank you, BJ Venomous, for taking care of that for me. All right, so I went ahead and iced down one more time. Gonna try and get one more pass in this evening. Gonna be quick. I gotta go ahead and start on my data logger and stuff. Didn't realize there was literally nobody online, which is kind of cool. So maybe we'll have some cooler IAT2 temps. Who freaking knows, right? I guess we'll have to see. Second, bogged like crazy off the start line, so that probably had a pretty crappy 60 foot. Other than that though, felt pretty good other than that. I think that bog really screwed me though. I dropped the clutch, didn't hit the gas fast enough, so it is what it is there. But all in all, I don't know. Guess we'll see what she ran in a minute. Alright, so here's how we did. That bog cost us big time, 189 60 foot, so almost a 19 60 foot, pretty bad. 7.5 to the 8th, 97 mile an hour, 11.4 at 128. So I do think we picked up a little bit of mile per hour with coolness. I literally iced, so I think we picked up a little mile per hour with better IATs. Literally iced it down, there's no one in line, went straight to the front and went. So I want to check what our IAT2 was real quick. All right, so that's pretty sweet. Looking at IAT2s, granted, this is not great, but we were able to keep them down in the 120s at least. So where that translated to is supposed to be in 130. We were able to see almost 18 degrees of timing first and second, and I think some a third, and then it kind of trails off in fourth once again. But IAT2, we peaked out in first gear at, where are we at here? Sorry, I'm looking at the log. IAT2, so 116, so they were much lower. And we were able to see 17.5 degrees of timing. Second gear, or third gear rather, peaks up at 120, looks like, right around there, 120. And we were able to see 17.5 degrees again. And third gear, it starts jumping up, and we're all the way up to 124. And 16.5 degrees, almost 17, that run. All right, so one last thing I wanted to say, DA was down at 1900 feet, so it's getting a little better, but it's pretty nuts. Like, we picked up 2 mile an hour, just slightly colder IATs and slightly better DA. So just saying, there's something to this, and we'll definitely get there. So I think they're pretty much closed for the night. I pretty much gave you guys everything I could think of I'd want to talk about. Looked at logs, looked at time slips, you guys got it all. Thanks for watching this video on the GT500, and we have a pretty cool, best run we did was a 11.3. So I mean, it is what it is, guys. See if I can get back to it. Yeah, so best run, yeah, that was 11.4. So best run I did was 11.3, and I think that's what we can expect. I got to work on 60 foot as always, kind of getting back in the feel of stuff, and I got to work on really everything. But I think the next big improvement, I don't know if I'm gonna come back out until after we do this, definitely gonna do an ice tank. That's really where it's killing us right now, is just IATs. So paid for the horsepower. I want my horsepower is the best way to put it. Well, made it home. Car sounds good. Gotta turn it off before I piss off the wife too much. Would not be great. But what more can you ask than that, right? Drive to the track, do some runs, come back, nothing broke, everything's good. And I'm pretty happy with that. So looking at everything, we definitely got some solid places to improvement. I think getting the trans synchro figured out would be a huge start, and then ice tank would be another big area. So those are my next two mods for the car for sure. Other than that, I think everything else seems to be pretty good, to be honest. I liked how everything was launching. It felt good, except for the last run that we bogged. Ironically enough, because we picked up 2 mph and revved out first all the way, that bog hurt the 60 foot by 0.2. We still ran 11.4. Kind of interesting. So if you take those 0.2 back off, probably could have been an 11.1 pass. So kind of sucks that we didn't get it, but hey, it is what it is. I'm feeling a lot more comfortable in the car, pretty happy with it, and very, very pleased with how everything's going. So I'm going to send these logs off to the tuner just because I do want to ask BJ and make sure that my mph is where I think it's going, which is with IA2s and timing getting pulled out, but who knows. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. I will see you in the next one. Very happy with the car, very happy with its performance. Really, we're in the heat of summer out here, so it is what it is. But like I said, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Leave any comments, thoughts, feel free to subscribe, like down below, and take it easy.